Okay, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, there has been a slight delay in the introducing of the SAT Pack 1, SAT Pack 2, SAT Pack Plus. We are adding the wording and going through a lot of trying to figure out how we can enhance those programs for individuals and give them more value. We're going to be placing videos up on our site. That's why I'll stop doing these videos and I'll stop mentioning SATCOMM, because we'll be doing the SATCOMM. We do have a SATCOMM website, and we do have and I'll give reference to that in the future, but we'll be focusing on the videos on the SATCOMM site and the SATCOMM YouTube site so that we can update individuals. We are going to be funding our own SAT packs. You know how you get these securities and basically everybody else has to go out there and solicit funding and get these investors, and no, we're not doing any of that. We're investing in our own securities and we're providing that value to you all. Now, here's the thing. We don't have to do that. We could invest in our own securities and focus on our own securities and, oh well, que sera. But we're not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. There are three things that I need to talk to you about this morning. As you see, the highlight here, this is EbolaVirusNet.com. That's right. Did you see the name EbolaVirusNet.com? That's the name. And this gives us Ebola updates. Now, again, you see this date right here. That's out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. This is out of order. See, 16, that's out of order. They will correct that, because it's the first time I've seen that many out of order. But hey, hold on, y'all. Let me make sure y'all understand something that's going on here. The United Nations has just reported that 8 UN peacekeepers were killed in Congo area facing Ebola outbreak. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. 8 UN peacekeepers? How come we haven't heard anything about this? This is the UN. Now they're invested. See, now they just can't walk away. The UN peacekeepers are being fired upon, but watch, we don't hear nothing about the UN General Assembly coming together as to figure out how to handle that, since the United States has pulled out all of their people. Now, again, what you need to, there are growing fears that Ebola outbreak in Congo could get worse. How could it get worse? Because the outbreak of Ebola spreads to Congolese city of 1.2 million, sparking containment fears. Ladies and gentlemen, a city of 1.2 million? Now remember, one person catches Ebola, at least 6 people are possible contagion. 6 people are affected by one person. 1.2 million. So let's just say there's just one case. So, okay, now that's 6 possible individuals who are infected, but that's 1.2 million. So, and that's what happens, y'all. I got to refresh that page. It just didn't like me touching and moving and bobbing and weaving. So we're just going to let that go. My internet speed today is very slow. And that's because I put up a video last night. I sure did. I put up a video. That's what I did. I put it up there. You know, I think I can. This is Torch. The video that was placed up on the net was, "This info will blow your mind," how the courts really operate. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that video. If you think you know what it's talking about and you ain't seen it, you don't know what it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, once you see it, you're going to be, oh, hot! Yeah, you made it right! That's exactly what they be doing! Okay, just want to make sure you understand. Back to the Ebola fears, Ebola outbreak, the containment. You will see, as of this past week, all they're talking about is containing. Okay, containing. But that's what I do. My mind looks at this as a puzzle, and it tries to figure out the commonality. Okay, and then it says morning break, 6 more months of Ebola. Why? Because it's not 120 days anymore. Did you notice how at one point they talked about how 6 people got Ebola and within a week they were dead? Well, 11 people got Ebola and 6 of them were dead within a week. So it's no longer this 21 days. The symptoms are not even the same as they were in the first Ebola outbreak. Why? Because this Ebola strain is different than the original one. The risk that Ebola will spread in Uganda is now very high. The Ebola outbreak worst in Congolese history. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think that this applies to you and means anything concerning you, then you live on that nice little island and you are a island unto your own self, and you're gonna be all right. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. You won't be affected by nothing. Nothing will ever affect you. You will never have any problems because your island is a self-contained island. See? Contained. Your island is a self-contained island, and you don't need nobody's help. You all right. All right, ladies, gentlemen, let's get to the other facets of this video. What is happening is that the programs at SATCOMM, the SATPAC 1, SATPAC 2, SATPAC Prime, the prices will elevate slightly. Why? Because we're adding things like we're going to be doing a DBA. Now here's the thing, all of the people who were SATPAC 1, SATPAC 2 clients in the past will have a DBA. Well, I already got a DBA! Then you're going to get another one. We'll be doing a DBA for the individual at no additional charge. There's also something else we're going to be adding to the SATPAC 1, not the SATPAC 2. We're going to be doing, there's this thing, let's say you go on the internet and let's do Jimmy Collins, JIMMY COLLINS, and we're going to do a question mark. Now, I don't know a Jimmy Collins. I just made up the name. But let's say I knew a Jimmy Collins, and I wanted, hey, there are a bunch of Jimmy Collins. He's a professional basketball player. See, I just put in a name. But let's say I want Jimmy Collins, and I want Jimmy Collins out of, let's do NH. Let's do New Hampshire. Okay, so we're doing Jimmy Collins out of New Hampshire. Okay, now with Jimmy Collins out of New Hampshire, hey, JL Collins, NH on Twitter. Okay, but maybe that's not the Jimmy Collins I want. You see, we found 69 results of a Jimmy Collins in New Hampshire. We found at 83 locations, been verified. Ladies and gentlemen, companies like this containing information, that's the whole system, is data mining and information. This is, Google has an algorithm. That algorithm equates to, look at that, they even put people's phone numbers up here. Well, we know that that's not his current phone number, but they put people's information here on been verified. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fall for these stupid sites, okay? Do not fall for these stupid sites. The fact that they put your information up here, what if you don't want your information up here? Well, SATCOMM's going to be adding a feature to the SATPACs, SATPAC 1, not SATPAC 2. Sorry, I'm not going to add this to SATPAC 2. And the SATPAC 2 is basically going to, or the SATPAC 1 is basically going to do what's called, I don't know the name right now, dang it, and it's a way for you to have this information pulled so that they're not publishing your information on their sites anymore. Okay, now we are not going to do 100%, but we will give you a list of the locations where we have pulled that information, where we've had that information pulled. It will take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to have it done, and then we will periodically check to make sure it stays done. You feel me? That is another service we're adding to the SATPAC 1. We're adding also another service. You know how we've been talking about, watch this, NOTFORH. I know it's RE. That's my fault. Not for hair. Not for hire. And ladies and gentlemen, people have been doing these signs. Okay, look at this. Private carrier, not for hire, recreational use only. Okay, not for hire, state and federal compliance info. Owning a truck for personal use, ladies and gentlemen, that's the thing we're going to be providing. SatPack 1, SatPack 2 is the option of having something that they can place on their card that will already say this information. And no, you know how these other people are charging you $100,000 billion to get it? No, we're going to provide you at least 4, but we haven't worked out how and the format, and they're going to be, pay attention. I want you all to, because this is what they're saying, avoid traffic tickets with a not for hire defense. Okay, and this is this site. I don't care about this site. This is one person's opinion, but I've known about the not for hire for quite some time, and I introduced it to SATCOMM a while ago, and one of the members brought it up. Well, why don't we add that to people's SAT packs? Why don't we give them that so that they can put that sticker, put that placard on their automobile, and when they're driving, and there will also be a nice little form. And I know people are going to duplicate it and try to duplicate what we're doing. We're not concerned about that. What we're concerned about is that people have some protection. Now remember, SATCOMM and EEON are not the same. So the stuff you hear about on this EEON channel, it's not the stuff that's done at SATCOMM. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions about age of majority and mortgages and debt, and although SATCOMM deals with birth certificates, the purpose of the SAT packs were to document that the person had attained the age of majority, had disaffirmed all contracts made during infancy, and was a private citizen, was not a taxpayer. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not SATCOMM telling you, this is me telling you. The taxpayer thing, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you take care of the IRS. You are allowed to make a living. Every person has the right to earn a living. You've heard that before. Okay, watch this. We're going to put that in Google so that you'll hear it. Now, I wasn't planning on talking about this. Now, my typing is a little slow. Uh-oh. I thought I got rid of that. Get out of there! Look at this. Hold on. Now, see, the right to earn a living, Constitution. We're not, the right to earn a living, economic freedom and law. Okay, hold on. I want the Right to Earn a Living Act. I'm interested in that, y'all. The Right to Earn a Living Act. The American Legislative Exchange Council. Summary. Among the rights Americans cherish, the most are freedoms to pursue a chosen enterprise or profession. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a right to earn a living. You cannot be taxed on a right. No one can convert a right to a privilege. You have the right to earn a living. So when you have a job, you need to be checking that box on exempt, because you have the right. It's called dang it, it's a phrase from the Bible. And every worker is due his hire. Let's do that. I can't remember the phrase right now because I'm thinking about it. Now I can't think of the way this hire is spelled. Okay, it's spelled a little differently when worded in certain Bibles. Do not muzzle an ox while it is thrashing is this scripture right here. You are to pay his wages each day before sunset. This is taking from the book of Leviticus, not Timothy's. Okay? Every worker is due his hire. You have the right to earn a living. You cannot be taxed on your labor. Do you not understand that, people? The IRS, the government, they can get mad all they want. But there is no law in the United States that allows government to tax you on your labor. That's why it's called income tax. But it's gross income and not income. They take the word gross out of it, but if you go and look at the code says gross income. Okay, that's all income. Your so-called wages plus your, pay attention, profits. You can't make a profit, people. You can't make a profit. Why? Because you all have been doing your taxes wrong. Now, I'm not giving tax. Yes, I'm giving tax advice. What the? Yeah, I can give tax advice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm being honorary. Let me show you something about what's going on with your taxes so that you all get it, because many of you are not getting taxes, and I'm sorry that you've been going all these years. And if you have been paying income tax and been being taxed on your wages, you need to correct that. There is a form for that. Look at the I don't know what forms they use now, because I haven't done a W-2, W-4, W-9. I haven't done any of those forms in over 30 years. 30 years? Is it 30 years? No, it's not 30 years. 26 years. I haven't done any of those forms. But this is what you're going to realize when you're filling out those forms. It has an exempt box on there. And watch this. GROOSINCOMEIRC? Question mark. There. Look at how I spell gross. I'm sorry. Groose. Give me my other S. Come on now. Oh, Section 62. You guys heard of Section 62, haven't you? Okay, we ain't even going to go there because it already did that. Section 61 of the Internal Revenue Code defines gross income, the starting point from determining which items of income are taxable for federal income tax purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your gross income that's taxable, not your income. That's why you have net income, gross income. Okay? Your net income, your wages are not taxable, people. Every worker is due his hire. They recognize that in law. Gross income defined. This is Cornell law. All income of whatever source derived, including but not limited to. Let's go ahead and see if that's what the income tax code says, because this is the IRC. Okay, where's gross income derived from business? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are running a, pay attention. If you're running a business, you're conducting commerce, you can be taxed on that. Pay attention. Gains derived from dealing in property. In other words, if you are invested in properties. Compensation for services including fees, commissions, fringe benefits, and similar items. Ladies and gentlemen, your labor is not a service. But if you are providing a service, that means you're in business. Interest. You cannot earn interest on your labor. Rents. That's a business. Royalties. Business. Dividends. Business. Alimony. And separate maintenance payments. Separate maintenance payments. Hold on. Alimony is extra income. You didn't work for that. You feel me? You follow me? You got me? I just want y'all to pay attention, because y'all been doing this because y'all ain't read. Y'all ain't looked at the code. And I haven't really looked at it in the past. I just knew this, people. I literally just knew this because some woman decided to hold a class taking the young men and women of the community age 14, 15, 16, creating a class called the Watts Labor Community Action Committee. Yes, I remember the name to this day, WLCAC. Her name was Maxine Waters. You know, the one that everybody wants to say is crazy? They call me crazy too. That woman ain't nobody's nowhere near crazy. I don't like her politics. I'm saying that. I like Maxine. I'm sorry, Maxine. I have a lot of respect for Maxine Waters, because if it wasn't for Maxine Waters, I would not have gotten started along the line that I did. I would not have been working for the United States government at the age of 16. That's Maxine Waters. I would not have received my first job at the age of 15 working at the hospital that would eventually try to kill me, and did succeed in killing me. Just didn't succeed, only for 18 minutes. Okay, pay attention. Income from life insurance or endowment contracts, pensions, income from discharge of indebtedness, income, distributive shares and partnership, gross income, See, gross income. Income in respects to of a decedent and income from an interest in an estate or a trust. Income. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gross income. That's in addition to your regular wages that you have at work. Your wages at work are not taxable. There is nothing in the code to tax your labor. But you didn't know that because you didn't read the code. So don't take my word for it. Go and look at 26, United States Code, Section 61. Okay? So am I giving tax advice? No, I'm reading the actual tax code to you. I'm telling you what the tax code says. It speaks as to gross income. They cannot tax your labor. There is nothing in the code to tax your labor, which is why it is voluntary. And if you have overpaid all of these years having your labor taxed, you need to be filing a claim and getting that refund back. How do I get that back? Not my job. I told you, I'm not a taxpayer, so I can't tell you how to get something back because I never lied and told somebody I was a taxpayer when I wasn't. Now, I'm not saying you lied. I'm saying you did fill out that form saying you were a taxpayer. So now you're going to have to explain to them that you ain't no taxpayer, that none of your income was derived, but then you may have had some income that was derived from these things right here. So you're going to have to explain yourself. By the way, this is the part I wanted to make sure you guys know. Many of you have your credit report, your credit profile, and on your credit profile, you have a mortgage payment. Want y'all, hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry I did the goose. You know, I don't know why I did goose income. Hold on. All right, let's do, my computer is moving slow because I got some things going on. It gave me the word deduction a moment ago. So let's do mortgage debt deduction. Taxpayers can generally deduct interest paid on the first $100,000 of a home equity loan. Ladies and gentlemen, you can deduct the interest paid on the entire loan. I can't tell you how to do it. I can't. Do you know why I can't tell you? If it is your primary residence, you have the right to the necessities of life. They cannot tax you on the necessities of life. It's not income. It's not taxable, people. So pay attention. Pay attention. The amount used to substantially improve your home, $100,000, is treated as a home acquisition debt. And as long as the taxpayer has not exceeded the $1 million balance limitation. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you did not know, okay, that you can deduct that loan because that loan is a debt. You can report that debt on your taxes to offset the amount of taxes you owe, and you don't report the monthlies, the yearlies, you report the entire debt because the entire debt is a debt every single year. So you need to be reporting that debt as a loss on your taxes. Your tax agent is going to say, no, you can't do that. Well, can you show me where it says I can't do exactly this, where I can't report the entire mortgage as a debt, as a loss? Oh my God, I don't believe it. What is he talking about? I've never heard anybody do that. That's right, because they're not going to tell you that you can do that. So tell them I need to see where it says I can't. Okay, watch this. Yeah, let's do that. You can't report mortgage debt deduction IRC. Publication, it's a publication. It's not the IRC. It also explains how to report deductible interest on your tax returns. You cannot deduct your home mortgage interest on grandfathered debt or home equity. Nobody's talking about grandfathered debt. Did you see anybody talk about grandfathered debt? Or now this one's talking about cancellation of debt. Nobody's talking about cancellation of debt. We're talking about mortgage debt. Now watch this. Watch out if you have a big mortgage or home equity loan. Nobody's talking about an equity loan. We're talking about the actual original mortgage loan. And that's what you all are not understanding, ladies and gentlemen. When you purchase a home, many of you are paying taxes on that home. And you're not purchasing it as an exempt as a private party. You're not purchasing, oh, I'm sorry. I should let you know what's going on here. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's your fault. It's not the realtor's fault. It's your fault because you failed to notify them properly. Watch this. Watch this. Come on now. Get rid of that. Come on now. It's moving slow, y'all. I apologize. Watch this. I know y'all miss me doing videos, but like I said, I don't have time to be doing this all the time. It's not my job to be educating everybody. Yes, it is. You said it was your job. No, it ain't my job to be educating everybody. And 109. Now remember, you guys done, the New Hampshire court done told y'all, UCC Article 9-102 and 109. Let's do 9 dash, and let's do that. Definitions. Ladies and gentlemen, interest is exempt from income taxation. What interest is exempt from income taxation under the laws of the United States? Interesting, ain't it? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that your property is considered consumer household goods for private use and not for profit and not for gain. So it is exempt. Okay? Repossession rights. Secure creditors' right to exempt property, priority, consignment under blah, blah, blah. I would suggest you read some of this. I don't suggest you hold on to some of this because this, But I would suggest you read some of it to know what you can and cannot. Again, for our SATPAC 1, SATPAC 2 clients, we're going to be creating a document that they will have that will highlight this information. Okay? Now, again, SATCOMM is not going to do your taxes. We're not going to be talking about taxes at SATCOMM. That's not going to be the case, ever. So, you ask a question, it ain't happening. You can't contact me. There is no email to contact me. Again, I'm getting ready to, well, I've already changed my number, but I'm getting ready to cancel the number with Verizon because I'm not using them anymore. I'm out of contract with Verizon. We come to an agreement. Verizon is defaulted. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will tell you the one thing that SATCOMM is looking for. SATCOMM is looking for individuals with a bachelor's or a bachelor's or master's degree. See, bachelor's or degree, a bachelor's or master's degree. No other degree is acceptable. Bachelor's, master's degrees, who are looking to just oversee a process, hear the matters between two parties, and to rule based on the information presented and the evidence presented and nothing else. And only certified copies of documents are acceptable. Anything else is considered inadmissible because it's not administrative. This is common law. We're not creating a new process, but we're looking for individuals who would like to act as arbitrators. We will make sure that the individual is guaranteed $200 for the first 2 hours, $100 an hour, $200 or 2 hours is mandatory. There's a minimum of 2 hours. But why can't we get the same thing as that? Because you're not a licensed arbitrator. We're not looking for licensed arbitrators. We're looking for an arbitrator that the parties will agree on. We're looking for an arbitrator who has access to the internet and access to phone service. We will create the link for recording the arbitration session so that everything is above par, above board. You will not be employed by and or associated with SATCOMM. Okay, because this is not a SATCOMM thing. This is just, we're looking for, you see, watch this. We're looking for third parties. See, third parties. So I couldn't even make that up. I can't even create the situation. If you are interested, and only if you're interested in this, if you communicate with this email address with anything other than that, you will not be responded to. You can contact sitcom911@gmail.com. If you have a bachelor's and master's degree and you are wanting to participate in helping to resolve issues as an arbitrator, you can email us at sitcom911@gmail.com. Sitcom 911 is a separate organization from SATCOMM and is not SATCOMM, so do not try to communicate with Sitcom 911 for anything dealing with SATCOMM. You will not be responded to. As a matter of fact, your email will be blocked from that service. Sitcom911@gmail.com. All right, now let's continue with the conversation. The other thing that we're going to be providing with that service is we're getting ready to bond each one of the SATPACs, including those who are SATPAC 1, SATPAC 2. We're sorry for the delay in providing a bond and everything, but we've been doing a lot of training over the past year with our staff because there is a necessity for individuals to know what they're doing, and we are right on the money. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you guys, I received a call this morning from the GPO. The GPO contacted me. If you don't know who the GPO is, go back and look at the last video because I put a recorded call on that video of the conversation with them. They called me back this morning. Did you know that they didn't say that the act was fraudulent? As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you all the response. Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be updating the program section of the site to where by tomorrow morning the SATPAC 1, SATPAC 2, SATPAC Plus checkouts will be made available to everyone, and we will be providing a brief description of each program, and then we will, over the next couple of weeks, be posting videos describing each of the programs. Okay? All right. This is what we sent to the GPO, the Government Printing Office. I have the right to access the public record, and I must hereby demand access. Now, that was the subject line. Recently, you requested personal assistance from our online support center. Below is a summary of what we have determined. So this is what the response was. Uh-oh, come on now. You were on hold and gone before I got back. That's the lady who I called yesterday and left me on hold. No, I hung up. It was taking me a little time. Mrs. Morrison stepped out, so I called the Congressional. That's the office in their building. It's called Congressional. And I forwarded your incident and attachment to Mrs. Devaney. And she is going to take a look at it. If she can assist, she will contact you or will forward to the appropriate person. Give her a little time to do so. This young lady was actually very nice. She was not dismissive. She was not argumentative. She actually apologized for something. Let me show y'all what she apologized for. Come on now. My computer's moving a little slow, y'all, because I'm tapping on the wrong part. I want y'all to pay attention. This person right here, Miss Robin Han Mohammed, said the following. This bill is fraudulent. We have referred your inquiry to the Office of General Counsel. You may contact that office directly, blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, why would I want to contact their General Counsel office? This is not even an employee of the GPO. This is not a government employee. This is a subcontractor that the director or whoever's running the GPO hires to represent them privately. This is a government office. They're represented by the Attorney General's office, people. They're not represented by a general counsel. So if they were referring it to anybody, they would refer it to the Attorney General's office. But they referred it to their general counsel office. This was on October 18th. Today's the 16th of November. So you know what I did, right? I cowered like everybody else. I got scared. They sent it to the general counsel office. So Mr. EeoN wrote this. The problem in the situation is simply this. We're just looking for a certified copy of the record. We are not looking for proof that the law is passed by Congress because it was later removed as a result of an amendment and Congress elected not to reconsider. We are looking just for the official record and the finding by counsel on the issue, or Congress, on the issue of the parties and their agreement and the arbitrator. The rest of the portion of the law is of no major concern and or of interest. After the portion of the law where gives the names of the parties, supposed to be where it gives the names of the parties, and the bill is worded pretty much the same, it lists that it was sent to the Senate Judiciary Committee. We are looking for those records more so than anything else, because it is the findings of Congress and the findings of the judiciary that is our main focus. And if it is not found and we provided a copy, we're looking for the process for getting an investigation done. So I don't need you guys telling me you're going to investigate or send it to your general counsel, Anyway, getting an investigation done as to where these official congressional documents are, because they have to be someplace, because these hearings, these meetings took place. And as you can see, and as we mentioned, this information was part of 3 separate court cases. So that would mean that there are too many records out there associated with this. And the copies that we provided are from the individuals who were parties to the private law and bill introduced by Senator Rand Paul. And plus, in addition, the matter was sent to the president's office on 3 different occasions and indicated in the bill. So if there isn't a congressional record, there is a presidential documents record. So any information you can find, we would truly appreciate. And as stated, we will ignore the claims of anyone attempting to defraud or produce fraudulent information. Hold on, everyone. That's my fault. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to y'all for that, but we talked about that nobody is claiming to attempt to defraud or produce fraudulent information to anyone. So we're going to let that go. Somebody going to claim we trying to defraud somebody. What she asked me to do was she asked me to, document exactly what I was looking for. And so guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I said, but I've already sent that to you. You see this right here? This is me telling them where I'm coming from. Okay, this is me telling them what I have the right to and how they originally told us. This is what, when we contacted the Library of Congress, they said that Congress does not meet on Saturdays. When a month ago, this Saturday, this was I think the 18th of October, but they, how they did that congressional hearing on a Saturday to put Kavanaugh into the Supreme Court. And they did the same thing with Clarence Thomas, and they did the same thing with the 1871 Act. They did the same thing with the 14th Amendment, meeting on a Saturday. They meet on Saturdays all the time. You remember the health care bill with Obama? Met on a Saturday. Congress meets on Saturdays all the time. Okay? Congress is always in session. Well, Congress wasn't in session. They have their winter breaks. No, there's always somebody there. Congress is always in session. The United States government doesn't go to sleep. There's always somebody working. All right. Someone was supposed to return my call. They keep telling me they're going to return my calls. Since October 18th, nobody's returned my call with the exception of this young lady. She was very nice. So if you do call her, do not be rude to this young lady. Okay? Because this is not her job to do what they're asking her to do. They're pawning it off to someone. Because, look, ladies and gentlemen, they really don't know what happened to the record. The record was there, now it's not there. They didn't expect these guys to have copies. But now that we know, they're no longer claiming, because I asked her, I said, are they still claiming that this is a fraudulent act? And she says, no, and that was the inappropriate word. Nobody should have been using that word, and I am so sorry. And I said, okay, just want to make sure, because I took offense to that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, the law did exist. It was appealed and technically repealed, but the law existed. You get me? You got me? Good. Okay? That's why I said, because it was passed by Congress, but it was later removed as a result of an amendment, and Congress elected not to reconsider. And they have a right to do that. That is the way the law is written. That's the way the Constitution is written for enacting laws in the Congress. So they did what they were supposed to do. But we're not concerned about whether or not the bill or the private law, because the private law wouldn't apply to us anyway. We are concerned about the language where Congress said it was a binding agreement between the United States and the parties. That's what we are concerned about. And they can't get away from that because that was the Judiciary Committee. That had nothing to do with the law. That was decided before the law. As a matter of fact, it was as a result of those findings that Congress could actually introduce the law in the first place. So I suggested that we want a copy of the judiciary record. See? Pay attention. We're looking for those records more so than anything else because it is the findings of Congress and the findings of the judiciary that is our main focus. We're looking for the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senate Judiciary Committee. Okay? There's a method and an art to the madness. There's an art to all this madness of the things we say and do. That's 2300 Jackson Street, for those of you who didn't know. Michael Jackson and his brothers doing 2300 Jackson Street. It's always ho. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, the videos are done not for educational purposes. I'm not trying to educate nobody. I'm just trying to put the facts out there. And then you're to take the information that's provided and you're to do your own research. You are to pick up on whether or not what the information that's presented, whether or not the information is information. I saw a video the other day. A young man did a video and he was explaining something about the 14 eyes, the 9 eyes, the 7 eyes. If you haven't heard about the 14 eyes, the 9 eyes, and all of that, he did a video called, I believe it was the 14 eyes. It was the first time I'd heard the phrase. And it was talking about the governments around the world who literally are mining your data, are mining your information. Okay? And that includes those of you who have VPNs, you know, very important people's networks. VPNs is, what is a VPN? Virtual Private Network. That's so that if you're online, you don't want nobody knowing where you is every 5 seconds, you use a VPN. You want to download movies, you use a VPN. I use Nord. They're out of Panama. I also use, when I'm on this thing right here, this thing. Come on. Pop up. Pop up. This thing right here. I use this thing right here. Watch this. Come on. This is called Touch VPN. Just got to touch it. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. But you can't. Okay. Touch VPN. See? Lets me be anywhere I want to be. Okay? There you go. Touch VPN. Okay. That's when I'm using Torch. Any Google-based browser has the add-on for Touch. There are other VPNs. This was the first one that you can be on it all day long and it's free. Okay? A lot of other companies are now doing that as well. So that's just so you know. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you all that the Pirate Bay was down. The Pirate Bay is not down. Even though the main site is down, the Pirate Bay is still much up and functioning. This is the address that I go to for this version of the Pirate Bay. It's called Pirate Proxy, Proxy .G as in George, D as in David, N as in Nancy. Copy. Watch this. We're going to put it right here so you can see it better. Plain text. Okay. Pirate Proxy. Okay. Pirate Proxy .gdn. That's not the only one. That's not the only one. This is another one. This is called Pirate IRO.unblocked.gdn. Okay? There are several sites out there. Hold on, there's another one. And they're all associated with the Pirate Bay. See, this is the Pirate Bay.vin. The Pirate Bay has not gone anyplace. People keep talking about it's down, they lost a lawsuit. The Pirate Bay did something that was very unique. The Pirate Bay set up so many other proxies and locations. So now they want to go after this site, that site, that site. There's about 30 of them. Okay? Now, I'm not sitting up here advocating people stealing from anyone. However, I download movies. I download TV shows. Why? Because I don't go to the theater. There is no law saying I have to go to the theater to watch a movie. We have Netflix. Okay? There's no law saying I have to go to a theater to watch a movie. The problem is the information is copywritten. Well, fine. I'm not sharing it with anyone for a profit. These individuals have a copy of it and they're sharing it with me. And I'm using it for my own personal use. There is no law against that and they can't make a law against it. And yes, I'm saying right now that yes, I download movies. Okay? I download TV shows. Why? Because that's what I do. Why? Because I have an ADA waiver. What's the ADA? Americans with Disabilities Act. That's right. I have an ADA waiver. You just have to understand the Fair Use Act and ADA requirements, and you'll see that some of you can do it and not have to worry about somebody coming at you and claiming that you are doing something illegal. The only time it can be illegal is if I'm taking this and making a profit. Ladies and gentlemen, if I go out there and I buy myself a CD, let's say Glenn Stefani. I don't listen to Glenn Stefani, but let's say I went and bought a Glenn Stefani CD and I want to give it to somebody as a gift. I got the receipt, I bought it, now I'm sharing it with somebody. It is not against the law to share your property. So file sharing isn't against the law. If I buy a product and I want to share that product with you, there is nobody on this planet that can tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Sorry, I think I got people texting me and all of this other stuff. This is an email thing. Oh no, this is sorry. Google Play is advertising. And they're trying to, and YouTube is trying to get me to go to their little premium program, and I told them no. And so again, data mining. The world is advertisement, everyone. And if you haven't realized that, that's what all of the lawsuits are dealing with stuff like this, is they want the revenue from the advertisement. That's what they want. They want revenue. Data mining, you're going to learn a lot about that in the near future. We have a lot of information to deliver to you. Stay tuned. I know. I said I wasn't doing no more videos anymore. But some of you look so lost and you needed your EEON fix. So we decided to give it to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, at 48 minutes and 3 seconds, we're going to ask that you have a very good day. Thank you for letting us bring this to yo's attention. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Have a good bye.